Hello and welcome to Unlicensed Therapy with me, your host, Ari Mannis. Today, we have my friend Mark Hayes on the podcast. If you're not familiar with Mark Hayes, he is a funny comedian from Ireland. He lives in Los Angeles. He runs shows here, a lot of shows, good shows, stacked lineups. So if you're in LA, give him a follow because you might get free tickets out of it. Who knows? I think, promoters are always looking for shows. Excuse me, just burped a little bit in my mouth because I had Mexican food right before this. I also noticed I'm looking a little chubby on camera. Noticed that when I was watching the Mark episode. One thing that happened this week is, as you guys know, most of the time I don't have a producer in here. It's just me running the cameras. For example, right now as I'm recording this, I hit record. I set the levels. I did the camera, which isn't always the best, but it's what we got. It's what I can afford. In today's episode with Mark, I must have made a user error and I forgot to hit record on the wide angle. Or I hit record, but it didn't record. I don't know what happened. Long story short, we just have the close-ups. So I just split screen it. You'll see. That's what happened. That's why it's like that this week. Made my life easier in the edit. I didn't even listen to the episode. I set the levels and you'll see. Again, you'll see. I shouldn't do noises. That's a sign of bad speechmanship. Is that a word? Speechmanship? Speechmanship? I don't know. You tell me. Comment below if speechmanship is a word. I think I already know it isn't. I've never heard anyone say that word before. I hope you enjoy today's episode with Mark Hayes.
I'm pretty sure that you have a way harder time getting through life than the average person, Ari. I don't know why anybody would listen to this. I know I won't.
Ari, your advice single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.
Yeah, you want it to be okay.
Yeah, I don't want to look. People are like, what the fuck is wrong?
Yeah, just tell them these things are a few $100 each, those big ones.
No, I might just do it at home, to be honest.
Or you
Just
could do it there, or
setup.
just buy it for that place. Because it is better as a comedian to ask another comedian, hey, come do my podcast at the studio at Jam in the Van.
Oh, yeah,
than to say, come over to my house.
Yeah, I actually don't even want to do guests anymore.
Oh, just solo stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, then do it at your house.
Yeah,
Then it's
I've
convenient.
done like solo about 200 episodes and people prefer them.
Wow.
And I'd be getting like big fuckers on it and they're just like, yeah, when are you doing a solo one again? And I'm like, fuck.
And is that because they don't like the big guests, or is that because they really like you?
They just like to hear me ramble.
And when you say they, do you mean 4 to 5 people, or hundreds of people,
Yeah,
or
a few
thousands of
hundred.
people?
No, a few hundred.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're a big star.
so
a
they
big
prefer
star.
that than me going like,
And are these mostly Irish people or American
no,
people?
mostly American.
But then how do they understand?
They've learned the way.
I swear, whenever you're on stage, I think it's mostly because I'm backstage. So you know how it's not as clear when
Yeah,
you're right in the
yeah.
audience, but I don't know what the fuck you're saying
Yeah, that's
on
funny.
stage. I
That's
never
the thing.
do. I'm going to
sweating
read
already.
a couple Apple Podcast reviews before we get started. If you leave a Apple Podcast review and it's positive, I will read it here on the show. This is from J_Reads on Apple Podcasts, 5 stars. Pretty good. Sincerely, John Reedy, friend of the pod. Okay. Pretty lackluster review.
Yeah, for 5 stars.
Thank you for the 5 stars, but pretty good. John Reedy, friend of the pod. Also, no offense. I appreciate the review. You say friend of the pod. I don't know who you are.
That's a 3-star
I mean,
review.
I guess you're a friend for leaving me the 5-star review. Sure. Yeah, you are a friend of the pod, but
That's actually 3.5.
I mean, that was thank you for the review. I don't mean to be ungrateful. I don't mean it. I don't mean to be ungrateful.
You're just being honest.
I'm just being honest. Okay, let's go to the next review. This is from MoBets104. Would recommend to a friend or whatever. 5 stars. I, Ari Mannis, eat butts. Did I say that? It's in quotes. It says in quotes, I, Ari Mannis, eat butts. Did I say that?
be.
Or is he saying that? Is he just doing that to be funny? As like a fake quote from the show. That is funny.
Yeah, I think
Would recommend to a friend or whatever. Is this the same person leaving me 2 like 5-star, 3-star reviews? Thank you for the reviews. I don't mean to be ungrateful. Thank you for the 2 5-star reviews.
So
Let's see if next week we can get some more of those.
I like how is it ambivalent there? Like whatever.
One said pretty good, and one said I would recommend to a friend or whatever. So you're saying you would, but you haven't, or whatever. Recommend it to a friend, guys, because it's hard to stay motivated.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, it's like last week I put the episode out on Thursday instead of Wednesday. No one noticed. No one cared. Not one person said, "Hey, where's the episode?" It was just like, I guess no one wants it.
My favorite is when like people are like, "Hey guys, just a heads up, the episode will be an hour late today," and it's like no one gives a fuck.
But you see, like Chris or Theo say that, and you're like, "Yeah, but their fans do care if they don't have it on."
There's like 5 people they care about.
Right. It's the few and the loud. Most people are like, "Yeah, put it up whenever. I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
gonna listen to it."
Yeah.
And then you get the 1 or 2 people.
It is, yeah, like, oh, sorry. But I do think, like, comics will just get in their head that, oh, I have to do it. Like, I have to post X on certain days, or else the fans, no one gives a fuck.
When you say to somebody, "Hey, do you have any advice for me to get a popular podcast or do one of the big piece of advice is be consistent."
Oh, yeah.
Be consistent. Because how many people do we know have started podcasts and don't do them anymore, or took months hiatus, or don't do it? Like you have a podcast, but you don't do it every week, right?
I did, yeah, until I was
Until
on the
you
road.
didn't.
No, but I have, yeah.
Until you're on the road. That's what I'm saying. You're not consistent.
Yeah.
You found an
Well,
excuse.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't think Theo Vaughn goes on the road or Joe Rogan goes on the road? They go on the road and they
Yeah.
still do the podcast every week.
I was going to ask, actually, what equipment he uses for that.
On the road, they just bring, a few mobile mics,
but
handheld mics,
I
Shure
don't-
SM58s.
I don't know what that means.
Well, the stand-up mics?
Yeah.
I like those for the road because you don't need to set up the stands. You just bring it up handheld, and then you do those into a Zoom recorder. And you just set up a camera or 2.
What kind of
Whatever you can
camera?
afford. I use Panasonic GH5s, just these.
Those ones? Oh, yeah. How come this is dumb, but like that is no lens? That has a lens?
They do have lenses. That one's just bigger, so it stands out more. But all 3 of them have lenses.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
How much are they roughly?
Roughly about $1,400 for the body, and then another $800 for the lens. So you're looking at about $2,000 each camera.
And then how about this?
These are $400 each for these microphones.
And then how about the stand?
The stands are $100 each.
So like $2,500.
That's it, and that's if you do
Just
one camera. Yeah.
You recommend? I'm just trying to figure out.
If you're doing a solo podcast, 1 camera is fine.
Yeah.
Because you said you're not having guests anymore.
Nah.
Yeah, you can do 1 camera.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd be looking at $2,500. Roughly.
And then maybe a couple of lights. These lights are good. Way.
Yeah, a couple of, you can get a light kit for a few $100. So yeah, maybe $3,000 all in.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You could do that. You're rich.
So you
fucking
need the
rich.
AC off.
We could turn it on.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, you getting toasty? I'm not even that hot.
I get it. That's why I don't even know why I live in America. Well, it's the same in Ireland too. Like I'm just overheated the whole time.
And Ireland is cold, so maybe
It's
that's
cold,
why.
but it's also muggy.
Is your favorite villain in Batman the Penguin
I love being extra.
or Mr. Freeze?
I
They have a lot of cold villains in Batman. The Penguin and Mr. Freeze.
just
Arnold.
realized.
Or is that his name? Mr. Freeze?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze.
Which would you prefer it to be slightly cold or slightly warm?
Warm.
I would way prefer cold because I'm sweating. I don't know why I'm overheated the whole time.
So you don't like Hawaii or Mexico?
No,
or going to Joshua Tree right now would be your
Oh
misery.
yeah, like if I'm on a beach, it's okay. It's just wearing clothes and shit that where I shut down. So I do a podcast like in that other studio, but there's no AC, and by the end of it, like I'm just like my
What
brain.
if you go into it with the mentality of this is a sauna?
Then I can endure that. It's just like being productive and using my brain when I'm really roasting. Doesn't work. My
I
body's
can't use my brain no matter what I do.
really.
I think I masturbate too much.
I've
It's created a brain fog,
No,
permanent brain fog. I'm slow. I'm just permanently just kind of people always ask me why I'm monotone.
I'm monotone
why.
too.
That's why I'm monotone.
So you're monotone over masturbating. I'm monotone over sweating, overheated.
Yeah.
Like if I'm overheated or if I'm hungry too, I just turn into a child. I'd just be like, oh, go away.
Being hungry is never fun, but I need to stop eating so much too. I'd like to get a 6-pack abs.
Oh, really? But
Yeah.
no, I have them. I just mean
You have a 6-pack? Yeah? Lift it up.
No,
Come on.
I'm also, I work out, so I'm in good shape. But I'm
But
also
6-pack? You have a 6-pack?
Yeah.
Let's see it. Come on.
No,
Come on.
too much body dysmorphia to show it on camera.
Come on. Let's see it. It sounds like you don't have body dysmorphia.
I'm not lying. I swear.
Come on. Let me just see it. Lift it up for a sec. Come on.
Also, I'm sitting down.
Come on. Lift it up. Let me touch it. I don't believe you have a 6-pack. Come on.
I'm not lying.
Come on. Let's just show the camera. It'll help you.
This is getting Hollywood creepy.
Come on, let me touch it. Comment below if you believe him. Comment below if you believe he has a 6-pack. Okay, this is a serious question for you. I'm serious when I ask you this.
I started sweating there, but come on.
Is there anything better about Ireland than America?
Yeah, the people.
No, that's LA. That's not America. That's LA.
No,
LA has shitty people. America has very nice people.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, like if you were to walk into a pub in anywhere in Ireland, you're gonna have much more fun than pub anywhere here.
I agree. Ireland has more alcoholics.
It's not even that; it's just fun. They don't even have to be boozing. It's like there's so many examples. It's just the people are kind of more fun, wittier, quicker. Like it's obviously different with comics, but the general public.
You're saying, yeah, I see. They're sassier. Irish people are sassier.
Funnier. Like if you were wearing a hat, they'd say something you'd be laughing within 2 minutes.
Even if you're a stranger,
yeah,
they'd say something.
They'd say something like, "Oh, we're just down the docks." It's just something, and you're like, you're just an old man at church.
I walked around Ireland. No one ever said anything to me about my hat.
Or were you very plain looking?
Yeah, I was plain looking. Yeah. I always dress plain looking. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, you're just
so if I wore like a red hat, they'd say something. What kind of hat are we talking?
They'd be like,
here?
"Oh, it's Prince. Hello, Mr. Beret." Like something. I remember one time, like I don't know, it's popped in my head. I remember I told someone in school one time, I was like, "What you do last night?" And I was like, I just went to bed early. They're like, "Aye, so you're gay."
That's just children, though. That would happen when I was a kid here. Oh, you're an adult? I went to bed early. What are you, gay?
And you're like,
fair question.
Yeah.
Are you?
I remember another time we were like showering in like university, like after playing soccer. And I brought soap. And some guy was like, look at Mr. Fancy.
Oh, I thought they were going to ask you the same question. What are you, gay? You have soap? Are you gay?
It was basically the same. They're like, I didn't realize you were posh. And I was like, why? Because they're like, use soap.
So you're saying Irish people don't use soap for the most part?
Just whatever you do, we'll find a way to mock you.
Got it.
It's just always fun.
Because to me, if someone was like, you use soap, I'd be like, you don't use soap?
Yeah, but if they get it in first, it's the upper hand.
Yeah.
Like I remember me and my buddy were mocking each other before. We must have been like 14, maybe 15 in school. And he'd like a square Lego head. And I think there were some German girls visiting, so we were just trying to like mock each other to being cool in front of them.
Because Germans are also better than Irish people. So you want to be cool in front of them.
Oh yeah, I love German people.
Yeah.
And then I goes to him, shut up, Lego head. And he goes, sit down, toaster head. And the Germans were like, what does toaster head mean? and he had to explain that my head was like the shape of a toaster.
And then did you turn to them and say, so who do you pick, me or him?
Yeah, and then they were like, we don't pick either of you.
Damn it. I noticed, and I don't mean to be rude to the Irish people listening to this, because there's probably, two of them.
Probably some.
Yeah, there's probably at least two.
Oh, yeah.
But when I was in Ireland, I don't have anything bad. Listen, when you're a tourist in another country and you're doing, like, I saw that big library.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
You went to Dublin, did you?
Dublin, yeah. Oh, let's take a quick break from the funny banter between me and Mark to talk to you guys about something serious. Getting help when you need it. I think this has been a weird year for everybody. I personally know that there's a lot of drama, at least in LA. There's people feeling bad about whether or not they should get vaccinated, and there's political arguments about the culture, and is it okay to be this? Is it okay to be that? Are you allowed to be gay? Are you allowed to be straight? It's just, the world's crazy and it's sad, and people are staying inside more, and you need someone to talk to. And I know that a lot of you have friends and family, but you need someone else. You need an outside opinion during this. Most comedians I know see a therapist, and it can be very helpful to get that professionally trained opinion. So what I'm saying is check out Talkspace. I've been using it, and I can tell you that these are trained, licensed therapists. Not like me. This isn't an unlicensed therapist. This is a trained therapist on Talkspace. They will listen to you. They will help you guide you through that tricky little thing called life. And right now, as a unlicensed therapy listener, you can go to Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with the promo code ARI, A-R-I. That's $100 off when you use code ARI, ARI, that's my first name, at Talkspace.com. So do it. Help yourself. Help yourself feel better than how you are feeling now. Talk to someone who is trained to help you. People were fun and friendly, and the shows were good, but people were overall, I would say, pale, ugly, alcoholics, and it was cold. And I was like,
what time of year was that?
Oh, and they had so much, how people talked about American pride, how people were like, America number one.
Yeah.
Irish people have more pride than Americans.
Yeah, it's true.
They were like, Ireland number one. We were talking, who's the big UFC fighter from Ireland? McGregor. All they could talk about, McGregor's the best. Hey, he just lost twice.
Yeah.
He's not the best anymore. Maybe he was. Maybe he's the funniest.
He probably was.
Hey, he is the funniest. You were saying how Irish people are funny. McGregor is the funniest.
Yeah, just the wit is unparalleled.
I would go as far, and this is going to get a lot of flack. I like Scotland better than Ireland.
I've never actually been.
Because they're rivals, right?
No, not really.
Not?
It was like, no, it depends on
or
what part.
London's their rival. UK.
Yeah, like England, you'd be like, those
I would
cunts.
say UK is equally as miserable as Ireland.
My buddy actually, because like a lot of my good friends in America are English. But at the same, he made a good point. He goes, the English cunts are the biggest cunts.
And what does he mean when he says English cunts? Does he mean women or just cunts?
No, cunts like fucking idiot dudes.
Fucking idiot,
Yeah. So like, because like all my good friends in LA are English. So I'm obviously a big fan of English. But then you get the cunts.
Wait, who are these friends? Because all the friends of yours that I know are American.
Oh, besides comedians.
Oh, okay, got it.
I got my buddy Leo as a photographer. I got Robbie, he's a singer.
Robbie, is he a good singer? Should we play some of his music right here?
Oh, he's a great singer,
Does he have it on the internet?
yeah. It's all
Should we just pull it up real quick? Let's hear Robbie singer. Pull up a song from Robbie.
Any
Let's
song
play.
at all.
Yeah.
I'll
Let's
put
give
it
him
up- I'll
let's
put
give
it
him a
up.
little plug.
I'll pull it
He's
up.
he's one of your best friends here.
I'll put it up on your Spotify.
It's Spotify, okay.
Yeah, and then you can pick a song.
Oh, yeah, you know the songs better than I do.
Um,
You want me to type in or you want to?
I'll type it in and then you can
Sorry,
pick.
my screen's a little dirty.
Pick any.
Let's hear this. Let's hear this cunt song.
Here's a good one.
because of that.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But okay. Oh, I know what it was. I have a leveler thing. That's why it was fluctuating in volume. The song probably is fine.
What's that gadget?
That's called a Mix Pre 10.2. It's made by Sound Devices, and that is $1,500.
Is it?
Yeah, but you don't need to get one that expensive.
What's it do?
The reason why this one is so expensive is it has a few features that are like, one is called 32-bit float recording.
Right.
And what that means is I can mess up the levels. Right now we could scream at the top of our lungs or whisper, and I could fix it in post as much as I want. So it's like raw audio. So that's a feature that's expensive. Then it has backup recording.
Oh, really?
It records onto an SD card and a USB thumb drive at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then it also has a feature called no, there's only two features that are really expensive actually.
The backup is
the backup
key,
recording. And then but it has other little things like it has a really good headphone output. You're not using the headphones, but they sound crisp compared to a lot of these things.
Oh yeah, here's another side question. What's the benefit of using headphones during that?
I'll tell you the benefit. Well, there's two benefits. One benefit is for me, I don't have an engineer.
Yeah.
So for me, it's monitoring the audio, make sure it doesn't stop recording, things like that. But let's say you have an engineer, there's still a benefit is you're a comedian, so it's not as big of a deal. You know to talk into a microphone.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who don't realize it, and if they don't have headphones on, they start drifting.
Oh yeah.
And they're talking back here.
yeah.
And then, they're not, and you have to go, hey, can you talk into the microphone?
Yeah.
But if you're wearing the headphones,
Yeah.
because you can hear yourself.
Oh, that is handy because on my one sometimes people will be like,
Yeah, people do that. And I don't know if it's that they're stupid. I think it's mostly most people are really stupid and they're not thinking.
Yeah.
But you could say, hey, they're not comedians. They're not used to this.
Some
And they back up in their heads. They're like, oh, look at the fancy microphone. It should be able to pick me up from back here. And it does pick you up from back here, but it's not as good.
Yeah.
You
Plus,
want to be right in there.
I just think they're unaware.
Yeah.
Or they get too comfortable.
They're cunts.
Yeah, they're, in some sort of way, they're a cunt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you got to wait for the little slip. And you'd be like, oh, this guy's a cunt after all.
And I'll say that to them. I don't care who they are. I don't care that they're doing my podcast for free as a favor. I'll call them a cunt to their cunt face.
Have you had any friction guests on?
What do you mean by friction guests?
Like you just didn't bond, didn't connect?
Oh, most of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How long did you get?
I mean, I'm awkward. I don't like social outings. I don't like parties. I don't like bars. I don't like nightclubs. I'm bad at talking to people. I don't know why I do a podcast. I think I do a podcast because I see other podcasts. I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah, it's your ego.
Put me in there. Yeah, it's ego. It's a comedian. And now as a comedian, you're supposed to have a podcast.
Yeah.
Even though.
Who's listening?
Yeah, it's so hard to get listeners. It's like really just if you see a comedian get successful in any facet, whether, when I moved here, you need to be doing sketches.
Oh, yeah,
You got to be putting out sketches. There's phases. Oh, you got to have a podcast.
You got to do a Vine.
Oh, yeah, you got to have a Vine. You have to be writing it used to be you just had to have a pilot.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to have a pilot ready to go. It's just whatever it is. There's always something.
The only thing is it's better to be doing shit because it just creates other shit as opposed to being like, I'm just going to do stand up and let them find me.
Well, yeah, I think podcasting is good because it does force me to be a little social.
Yeah.
If I didn't have this to do today,
Yeah.
I'd be in bed right now.
Yeah, I'd
be laying down in my bed right now watching TV.
Because it's good to get out of the house, just purpose. I find purpose is key.
Yeah, see friends, connect with people. And I've had some funny moments that I've put a clip out on my Instagram that has done well.
Yeah.
And also, why not? You never know. It is like, what if, I got asked to do a big podcast? It's better to have my podcast ready to go.
Oh, yeah, big time. And also, I feel like it gives you I started doing my podcast because I was like, I need to fucking train my voice how to do an hour of speaking without getting tired.
I've never done the solo one.
Oh,
I'm too scared.
Yeah, no, they're great because you just ramble and then I am also dumb. I'm like, oh, I should that's a stand-up bit, and then I just forget about it.
Oh yeah, and then it's recorded so you won't forget, or at least you'll have it. You can go back to it though.
I know.
if
I
you
never
record it.
I never go back.
But you could.
I could,
Because it's on. You could just go back and listen to your podcast to maybe go find.
yeah,
a
but
bit.
afterwards I'll black out. Like I'll write down.
But
what
I'm
I
saying
did.
right now, right this minute, if you wanted to, right after this podcast, on the way home, you could listen back to an old episode of your podcast and go, "Oh, that's a bit."
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
But like they're not listening to 200 hours of myself. Like it's tough enough listening to 15
The
minutes.
scary part about doing a solo podcast, I mean, who cares if it's bad because not a lot of people are listening. But there are a lot of, I'm not going to say names, but there's a lot of comedians that do solo podcasts where I'm like, you should have a guest.
Yeah.
You can't carry this one on your own.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. All right. That's even some people try and be guests on my podcast, and I'm like, we can barely have a 5-minute conversation. How do you think we're going to do for an
Well,
hour?
we could always cut it down. If we stop having a connection after this conversation,
It's funny.
I could just make it a 10-minute podcast. That's the beauty of podcasting. There's no rules, baby.
Yeah, it'd be funny if you
We
like.
could end it right now. Thank you for doing it. Anything you want to plug?
I hate the plugging part too because I feel people zone out.
I mean, here's the thing. I think overall plugging doesn't do that much. But let's say there might be 3 people listening to this right now. They're like, man, I really love Mark.
Yeah.
He
But
strikes me.
I-
He makes me wet. Whatever.
I'd
Then they're
hope-
going to be waiting for your plug.
I hope they go to the bio or like the.
Yeah, they could just Google you too.
Yeah. But
Quit
people
being
are lazy.
Yeah, people are lazy. You have to tell them.
It's unreal. You'd still tell them and they're like, okay, but when is it?
I get it too because I listen to shit and I could like someone, but I really have to really like them to.
Yeah. I feel like the podcast game, surely, I don't know actually, but it's like a long-term thing. You just got to have people telling people. But there's so much of it now, I think.
There's
you're
so
kinda
many
fucked.
podcasts.
Yeah, so like,
It's tough.
you really had. That's why you need something else. I don't know. It's all the fucking. Who
I
knows?
think the people who have popular podcasts, they have an army of people going out to all these message boards and other people's podcasts and commenting.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
being like,
yeah.
oh, you gotta check out Mark's podcast too.
Yeah. Plus, like, probably when there wasn't 1 million podcasts.
But you still have podcasts that start up that are popular.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that is weird, right? Plus,
Mm-hmm.
like, you see some people starting up a podcast and it's not popular. You're like, why the fuck?
Oh yeah, like Howie Mandel has a podcast no one listens to.
really?
I think I looked at it and it
Yeah, but,
has
like, I didn't even know
very
he had
few
one.
reviews. Yeah, everyone's got one now. But then you look at someone like Conan O'Brien, his is very popular.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
So you just who
Does
knows?
Sebastian have a podcast?
Yeah, and I don't know anyone who listens to it.
Yeah, me neither. That's
Yeah.
weird. Maybe it's just, different mediums. Just keep going. Keep going, Harry.
It's hard because everyone has a different standard of success too.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's say I keep saying I say too much. I just realized that. It's a buffer word. Let's say
right.
some people have 2,000 listens,
Yeah.
and that might be a lot to them. They might think, oh, 2,000 listens, that's incredible. I'm going to do it every week.
Losers.
And
Yeah.
then there's people like me, and let's say I have 2,000. I think to myself, is this worth doing? Should I
like,
keep doing this? Should
should
I
I
keep
kill
talking to
myself?
myself for an hour every week? Should I talk? The crazy thing is, too, I'll have a big guest on.
Yeah.
I'll have a large guest, and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to get listens.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
want to hear what he has to say. No, still
Really?
hard to get listens. The clips will get listens
Yeah.
with a big guest, but the full episode, that's hard.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it's just all stuff that people can listen to when you die.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be that. Or it's a good backlog of memories. Or
yeah, just like if you ever have a kid, they'll be like, all right, I suppose I'm bored. Here's a summer I've off.
you really have to just enjoy it on some level. It's kind of like stand up.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not like you do a stand up show and you're gonna get famous from doing that show. You
Yeah,
do it because
yeah.
you enjoy it.
Yeah.
That one show. Maybe you get one person that likes you and follows you or something.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna. I've never seen anyone do a show at the Hollywood Improv for a sold out crowd, and then they leave and they're like, "Dude, I just went viral.
Yeah.
I made it. It doesn't happen." So, but you
But
have
it's-
fun doing it. So
that's
hopefully
like-
you could have fun podcasting.
Yeah, I suppose you have to have fun. If you overthink it, because like I would have written books, and I mean,
Oh yeah, how many books do you have?
is like 4 now. There's about a
4,
fifth
but-
on the way. But like, still, that's
You have a 5th one coming. So you write a lot.
yeah, just nonstop.
You have
Well,
a 6-pack and you write a lot. Allegedly. You say you have a 6-pack.
I could keep telling you stuff that sound made up. I have a master's degree.
Do you actually?
Yeah,
From Ireland, though?
it's one of the best in the world. Yeah.
Is it from that library?
What
What's
was
the library called?
Trinity?
That was Ireland. Yeah, is it Trinity?
No, it's
No.
the equivalent.
Well,
yeah,
I took a picture
UCC.
in front. Am I thinking? Was it Ireland or was that Scotland?
No,
Where's the
Ireland-
big
Ireland-
famous Ireland?
yeah, then what is the library called?
I
I
gotta
presume
know.
it is.
I gotta know.
But we've a lot of libraries.
No, but there was one that's really famous. Most famous library in Ireland.
I think that library has. Do you know what's weird? Like Princeton has a copy of my book.
This is saying Marsh's library, but I don't think that's where I was.
No.
I think. Oh no, it is. Wait, what's this? This one.
What's that one called?
That's called.
Is that where the Book of Kells is? That must be Trinity.
That's I think it's Trinity. Yeah, Trinity.
It
yeah,
is?
I went
Oh,
to
yeah.
Trinity and it was beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
They have that all green area, so we played soccer there. Then they have a pub. Yeah, Trinity's fun.
Yeah, a lot of kids.
Yeah, that's
A lot
a
of
cool.
cute kids.
Did you do a show? No, where did you do the show?
We did a show. I don't remember what the venue was called.
Vicar
But-
Street?
Yeah, I think it was Vicar Street.
Was it? Yeah. 'cause
Yeah, I think
the
it was
whole
that.
area.
And we did 2 or 3 shows, and the local host killed. Like, I had a hard time following him. I
Really?
did okay. I
Yeah.
didn't bomb,
Mm.
but he killed. He did better than me on
Really?
every show. And I think so. And, he had local references
Yeah, I
and
was gonna
things like
say,
that. I'm not
yeah.
making excuses. He was great. He
Yeah,
did
yeah.
great. He was a funny comedian. But then, of course, I get comments after the show online. Oh, man, you let the local host has been doing comedy for 6 months and he's better than you. No, he hasn't. He's been doing comedy the same amount as me.
Really?
But people just assume because I'm from out of town, he's hosting,
I was gonna say, yeah, like,
that I'm like, that he's this new comic.
yeah,
I'm nobody. But hey, you win some, you lose some. I don't always have the best set of the night.
yeah, no.
But
But
people online are mean.
you know, it's funny. If I went back to Ireland now, because I haven't been back in a while to do a show, I was wondering how I'd have to like,
Adjust your.
yeah, which is annoying.
I would not adjust it.
Just leave it go.
See what happens. Adjust it after you go up.
Yeah,
And see how
true.
it does.
Yeah, I'd have to see.
I mean, you can't. It's not like you could do worse in Ireland than you do here.
I did. Where did I do a show?
No,
Up in
I've seen it after the last few shows I've done with you. You've had great sets.
You just didn't understand it.
Yeah, I couldn't understand it, but they were laughing.
Yeah, I did an Irish show in San Francisco, I think maybe 2 years ago. And it was an all Irish crowd, more or less. And it was like so much easier.
Oh, really? In a good way.
Yeah, because like
They get
they
you.
get every word.
Yeah.
They get like if I've a tag, they understand what that one word meant. Whereas here, I've just started doing a new thing though, where I'm like, all right, you didn't get this joke, but here's why it's funny.
I don't think that's a good strategy.
And I'll break it down and I'll be like, all right, you're still not laughing. Here's why you're dumb.
Now, let me ask you this. Is your accent real?
Obviously,
Be
it is.
honest.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it fully real? Do you
Fully.
embellish it a little bit?
No, not at all.
Come
if
on.
anything, I should try and turn it down.
This is the real voice.
This
yeah.
is-
You've lived here a while.
I know. I think I know why I haven't changed.
Why?
When I was in
No. I'm correcting you saying why. It's not. It's not. I think I know why. It's why.
Why?
Why?
My mouth won't go like your mouth does for words.
Mouth.
Plus, someone told me my voice is here, like where I'm from.
Oh, that could be it.
We
yeah.
just like we.
You do have a deep voice.
Yeah, but we also mumble. Like we're just like yeah.
You probably also don't want to change it because you know what accents get you? That sweet, moist
Chocolate cake.
chocolate
But
cake.
it was why I remember we had a buddy that was like when I was in university, and his name was Mark too, and he went to like America for like 6 months, and then he came back.
Is it Mark the Shark?
He came back and he goes, we heard him talking to someone, and he was like, "Hey guys, my name is Mark," and we were like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Oh, I had to do that so Americans understood me." And we were like, "You're a fucking traitor." So in the back of my head, I was
You're
like,
scared that other Irish people will hear your half Irish accent and and be like, "What this
because
guy?"
I'll still hear a couple of guys that I know here, and they'll be ordering something from somewhere, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's Jerry," as opposed to Jerry. And I'm like, you sold out. You sold your soul. It's just dumbness, ego, stupidity.
I have been getting booked a lot less in stand-up during the pandemic. I'm still blaming the pandemic. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I need to go out there and do more mics and start over. But long story short, I've been having a lot more free time lately, and that means using the internet a lot more, using Netflix a lot more, getting bored of the same old thing to watch. I've been using something for that. It's called NordVPN. If you're not familiar with a VPN, it basically allows you to browse the internet from another country. So you might live in Ohio, but the internet will think you are coming from whatever country you want. I believe they have a list of a whole bunch of different countries to choose from. And that does a few things. It makes you more secure and more anonymous for private browsing, especially if you're going on websites maybe you're not proud to be going on. But it also, for me, probably the number one reason I use it is when I'm using those streaming sites. Those streaming sites have different content depending on what country you're in. So, maybe I want to watch this show, which is only available to Canadians. Guess what? Now I'm a Canadian and I get to watch it. It's pretty cool. Maybe you're in the UK. Same thing. I want to watch that show they got in America, but I can't. Now you can. Just go to nordvpn.com/therapy or use the code therapy, which is the exclusive code for unlicensed therapy listeners. Get a 2-year plan plus a bonus gift with a huge discount. That's right. Just go to nordvpn.com/therapy or use the promo code therapy, THERAPY. I almost forgot how to spell it there. Get the NordVPN. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. So there's really no risk. So get those security benefits. Get that new content. It's really a no-brainer these days. I recommend you use a VPN at all times, whether you're on Netflix, whether you're checking your email. It just gives you that extra layer of security you need. These days, you get hacked on the internet, might as well have gotten your credit card stolen. Might as well have your bank info. Might as well ruin your whole effing life. So go to nordvpn.com. Use the promo code therapy. Let's get back to the show. Yeah, you don't want people to be like, what are you, gay? Again, you don't want...
See, back of the head. Yeah. That's where it all comes from.
Yeah, it all comes from that. I don't think kids think like that anymore because it's okay to be gay now. When we were kids, it wasn't okay.
Oh, no, especially in Ireland, you'd be like, you're going to hell.
Yeah, I didn't even think about hell, but you would also just get teased and made fun of.
Yeah, live in hell.
Yeah, you're in the current hell. Now you're cool.
Yeah, it's much.
Now it's celebrated.
Oh,
you're gay, that's amazing.
So we like got it.
People come out as gay just for the attention. Yeah. They're not even gay. They just want to be gay.
I wonder, like, do you ever see some of these like dancing kids on TikTok and you're like, oh, this guy's very gay? And you're like,
I could tell this is going to sound homophobic. Probably should cut this out. But I was watching this video and I could tell this guy, I'm not saying this is all gay people, but I could tell this guy was gay based off the way he claps. Just based off of clapping. And the reason is he used a lot of wrist in his clap. Like, look at this. This is a normal clap.
Yeah.
If you clap like that, all wrist, it's gayer.
See, it is gayer. But is he gay?
No, he was. No, he was gay.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I knew
right,
he was gay
yeah,
because
yeah.
of the wrist cut.
Oh, right, yeah.
But yeah. A straight man doesn't clap like this. It's this.
That's...
Do I have to edit that out, you think? Be honest. Do you think I should?
I think if we stop it right now.
We're good. Like stop it as an end the podcast.
No. Like if we change subject now.
Yeah. I'm an ally. Okay. I might be gay. I don't clap with my wrist, but there's other gay things about me.
You sound like an alibi. You're going through the fucking, I might be gay.
I could be.
Your Uncle Tony, he was with me, but.
Someone said that this podcast was mildly homophobic to me.
Isn't that life?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't agree with you. I don't know.
You're in denial.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, but it's tough too because if you make a joke, do you know what you can't say? What did I think earlier? Oh yeah, all right. Dumb example. I was like, as a man, the only time I'll be sent flowers is when I die. So like women win again. They've won the flower war. But I guarantee you,
wait, how have women won the flower war? Because you get flowers when you die. Because you don't want any flowers.
No, because if I wanted flowers now, a woman would go, "Are you gay?" Or if she came over to my house,
and you had, if she came over and on your table was just
like
a vase of flowers, some real flowers.
It'd be like, here's the 3 possibilities I came up with last night. Are you gay? Are you married? Are they your wives?
Yeah.
And then the third option is the worst.
What?
You're just a weirdo who likes having flowers. And that'll probably turn her off.
Or
the
you're
most.
dying and people are sending you like consolidation
they only
flowers.
send them after you die.
Oh, yeah.
You pass away and you're like, oh.
So if you found out I had cancer, would you send me flowers?
Like after you died, yeah.
Not during.
No, they're like, you don't get to enjoy it.
Yeah, not to enjoy your last moments on the air.
Because I probably get in my head and I'm like, if I send him flowers, they're going to die and he's going to realize the flowers are like me.
Never thought of that. You got to get someone plastic flowers while they have cancer.
No, you want to get them when you die as a man. But so the point was like that if you just say I tweeted that out, someone somewhere is going to go, not me. I enjoy flowers and I'm still alive. And it's like, I know it's not fucking everyone. Like,
Right. These are general observations.
Yeah, but it has to be absolute if you're doing comedy. You can't be like, most fellas, not you.
Yeah. Not you right there. You're special. You're different, but
Yeah, like ruining the joke by explaining it. So like,
you're right.
Like that's why someone might say, "Oh, this is slightly homophobic." Like, so, okay.
Everyone's got a voice now.
Yeah, it's just too many voices.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I know not every single person that claps with their wrist is gay.
Yeah.
There's a straight guy out there that
always
claps with their wrist.
I said something before, right? I was like, I just do tweets just to gauge jokes, and then I forget to do them on stage. But like,
well, I imagine for me, there's an issue I struggle with. When I was starting in comedy, I would do a lot of terrible, awful shows and mics.
yeah,
And there, I almost prefer to try jokes that I know aren't going to be that good. Because I don't want to do a good joke at a terrible show because it'll probably not do that well and make me lose confidence in the joke or whatever.
yeah,
Or, it works. You and even me, you more so, are only doing pretty great shows.
yeah.
So it's hard to work up the courage to be like, let me try out this new thing here and see if you guys like it. When there's 200 people that had just watched someone famous go up and are having the time of their life for you to go, hey, you mind if I know you don't know who I am?
Yeah.
And for all you know, I suck, but you mind if I try out these shitty jokes?
I will say, I've started calling it out now because, like, my grand died recently, and that's a sad premise. But I was like, I have to find out what's funny about it, and I figured it out. I still don't have like the perfect ending, but like I had to say, all right, this new one's new, so like if it doesn't work, fuck it. Because otherwise I'm like, let's just kill. You get that fucking
of
everyone's
course,
riding the wave.
You
just gotta, I suppose, take a risk.
And the shitty thing is, this goes back to people are shitty. you could be trying out new stuff. They don't leave the show going, that one Irish guy wasn't that good, but I think he was trying out new stuff.
No.
They go, everyone is funny except for that Irish guy.
Yeah.
And they don't have you going there, hey, I'm better than that.
Yeah, it's like,
I was trying to find a new joke.
because that's the thing, all right? Like finding a place to do it if you're doing, like,
But you just have to not care what people think. I guess.
yeah, that's
It's
it.
easier said than done.
Yeah.
But that's the trick.
And I suppose you just have to like
Like Jamar Neighbors.
be clever about it, but you'd have to like, all right, let's just win them over with some easy jokes
Yeah.
and then slip it in.
Yeah, you could do that too.
And then I feel like, for me anyway, if I just keep calling stuff out, because the crowd are already wondering, like you, is his accent real? I can see it on a lot of their face. Like, I was in New Jersey. No, where the fuck was I? Long Beach.
Very different. New
Yeah, I
Jersey.
just forgot where I was. Like, that wasn't LA.
One's 30 minutes from here. One's on the opposite side of the
yeah,
country.
but New Jersey, they
It's like,
got it.
Okay.
Long Beach, they always think my accent's fake. For whatever reason. They'll be like, is your voice real? I get DMs, people coming up after. And I'm like, I have to keep calling it out, being like, this is not, like, come on, get on board. I have only X amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah. I when I first met you, I thought it was fake.
Yeah, still you do. But even
Yeah.
now, so that's why if I'm trying like a new joke, like my grand died, the whole crowd goes, "Aw," and you're just like, no, let me get to the funny part.
It's okay. People die. Everybody dies.
Yeah, but Americans
okay.
don't like hearing that.
Right. You can't talk about someone dying. Why?
Yeah, no, but you're very like,
You can't talk about someone being gay unless you're gay.
you can't talk about anything unless,
Yeah. Unless you've died, you can't talk about dying.
yeah,
Unless you've already died.
Yeah, are you
They
dead?
can talk about it.
But I'll say that, I'm like, look, calm down. I haven't died yet, but I will. And then be like, okay, at least he's aware. I just have to keep like, yeah, it's weird.
You can't talk about ghosts. You're gonna offend the ghost.
Yeah.
Okay. There's ghost. I knew a ghost.
You
and
could do a
can't
whole
talk
hour
about
on that. But yeah, I feel like people will get offended over anything.
it. Could you teach me how to get a six pack?
You just have to. I eat really healthy.
Do you?
Yeah, like really healthy.
What'd you have today so far?
It's just like porridge.
Porridge?
Yeah.
Porridge.
Porridge. Yeah.
Porridge. That's how you say it. Like almost like power.
Porridge.
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 Power Rangerage.
Power Rangerage. Yeah, that's same.
Porridge.
Yeah. You say oatmeal here, but like
Oatmeal.
we don't use oatmeal in Ireland, that word. So it'd be like,
Oh, is that what porridge is? Is
yeah,
oatmeal?
more or less, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting because when I think of porridge, I think of
Poorness.
no, that story.
Oliver Twist.
No, where she goes and this porridge is
Oh,
just right.
yeah, yeah.
Was it the
Fucking,
Three Bears
yeah,
or something? Was it?
Goldilocks, is it?
Goldilocks. Is that Goldilocks.
I
That's-
forgot that that's such a well-known thing, and then
That's
people
where I think
will
of
not
porridge.
understand porridge. It's not
Does that
like,
mean does the story of Goldilocks was that made not in America then? If they use the word porridge, probably, or maybe Americans used porridge back in the day and they stopped using it.
I presume that was like a fucking German fairy tale, like the rest of them.
Yeah, it's probably German.
But the fact that you knew what porridge was from that, but not when I said it, that's what's so
But you-
annoying in America. Because I'm like, you understand.
No, I knew what it was when you said it too.
But
I
even-
was commenting on your accent, but well, no, but still, even when I think of Goldilocks and porridge,
You don't think oatmeal?
I don't think of oatmeal. I just think of a white mush that's gross, like a white mushy soup.
Isn't that oatmeal too?
Yeah, but I didn't think of it as oatmeal for
Yeah.
some reason because
Americans, for some reason,
Yeah.
your brain won't connect two simple dots.
Yeah, but now I have. Now I've connected it.
That's why it was so much easier doing like stand up in front of an Irish crowd
Mm-hmm.
because they can connect some dots that I don't know. You'd be like, you literally goes, when I thought of porridge, I just thought of this white, mushy, horrible thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of oatmeal, I think of this white, mushy, horrible thing.
I think of oatmeal as grainier for some reason. I think of the grains.
I
a
love
little
the
more.
nuanced bullshit.
No, I agree. It's stupid. I'm just saying my stupid brain. How I was
but
thinking.
I can see for a lot of
Yeah.
words I say, they'll be like, I can't even think of examples now. There's some words that I'm like, I can say a word and I'll see the crowd go, what does that mean? And I'm like, you dumb cunts. You know what this word means.
Americans, I will admit, are stupid. And it's weird because we are very into education. You got to go out there and get an good education. Keep your grades up. Start a business. You know,
Maybe don't read.
There's a lot of things about America that you would think we'd be smart.
Well, it's so hard
But they're
to
not.
generalize
Overall, we're
America.
not. Yeah, there are smart people.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But
Because do you know why? Because it's like if this is Twitter, someone would be like, "I'm reading a book right now." You're like,
I haven't read a book in years, unless you count audiobooks.
I suppose, because that's like fucking meditating.
I feel like you just don't get, when you read a book, you're getting better at reading and spelling and grammar and punctuation and learning new words.
Yeah,
when you listen to an audiobook, you don't get
You're getting the story.
as much of that. Yeah.
Like you're getting, I know what that was about.
It's the Cliff Notes.
Yeah, but like if you're reading a book, usually if I'm reading, because I read a lot too, if I don't know a word, I'll just look it up.
Right.
I won't like, but if it was an audio book, you're just
you'll just pass
it's
through
gone. Yeah.
I also don't pay attention quite as closely to an audiobook as if I'm reading the words.
Oh yeah. It's like a podcast. You're like, oh, I'm listening, but you could be cleaning.
I just don't have the attention span. If I started reading a book, after 2 pages, I want to check my phone now.
Yeah, it's
I'm too
tough.
addicted to
It's
my
tough.
phone or my laptop.
Yeah. Because like I don't have TikTok, and I'm
TikTok's fun.
trying not to get into reels. It's just such time, like those whores know what they're doing. You flick from one to another. You're like,
I actually, because I struggle with like, over masturbating, if a whore pops up in my reel or TikTok, I hit don't like. I purposely do not want them in my feed.
oh no, I meant TikTok and Instagram. They're the whores. Like they know how to keep you sucked in.
I thought you meant when those hot bitches do dances.
No.
Because now there's so many dancers and they're like, it's basically porn.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not showing
It's soft
nudity,
porn.
but they're wearing, they're like these beautiful women in bikinis and they're so sexy and they know what they're
It's
doing.
unreal. Especially like, those fucking dancing fuckers. Like, do you ever see the guys that are dancing and you're just like, why do I hate this so much? Is it because they're happy?
Yeah, it is part of it.
I'm like,
They're happy.
But I was trying to figure out. I was like, is it because they're happy? Is it because I'm jealous I can't dance? Is it because I'm jealous I don't have a lack of shame?
I don't think it's fully that, because let me put it to you this way. If I could dance that way, I'm not. Like, I know how to play guitar, but I'm not posting TikToks of me playing guitar.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's because, this is my theory, they're not being honest, because I think they're pretending to be happy and then doing this fake burst of bullshit. And then they're just like making other people be like, oh, it's depression.
It's just that social media facade.
Yeah. Because like,
It's why like we do stand up.
in what sense?
I don't know. I feel like, if an actors, comedians, it's for attention. Every comedian, an actor wants attention. So that it's their version of that. They're like, I'll go on TikTok and do a cool dance.
Yeah, true. Maybe it's just a 10-second spurt that's annoying. You're like, I don't know. You could go on and on.
Yeah, mental illness. A lot of mental illness. What percentage of people are on prescription drugs now? Really high.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like literally 50% of people I know are on antidepressants.
I think...
Like, how is that right? How is that how is that supposed to be the right thing to do?
No, an Irish person on them.
Not in Ireland?
No.
Well, in
weird.
America, everyone... I'm thinking out loud right now, and in my head, I literally think 50% of people I know take a pill every day.
Oh, and I only found out recently that like those antidepressants make sex like just the worst.
I think it can. It doesn't do that for everyone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a side effect of antidepressants, but not everyone who takes antidepressants has bad sex.
Oh, yeah. All right, that makes sense. Because I was like, what the fuck? That would make you even more depressed.
I don't know. I'm defending antidepressants. I don't take antidepressants, but I don't think everyone who takes antidepressants can't get a boner.
The pharmaceutical big farm.
I've taken antidepressants once in college for like 2 weeks, and it did have that effect on me. I couldn't come.
Oh, so you get it up? You just could.
No, it was hard. It was hard to get up. It affected my sex drive. That was one of the effects. And at first, I was like, am I so depressed that? And then I was like, oh, no, it's the pill. And then I stopped. But it doesn't do that for everyone.
Did you stop because of that?
That was one of the reasons.
What did it?
I also it just kind of made me. It didn't for me. This is just me, and I also didn't give it the full trial. I only tried it for a couple of weeks. But for me, it didn't make me happier. It made me number.
Oh, right.
And there's a difference.
So you didn't like.
I wanted to be happier. I didn't want to be like numb to the world a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I would be. Yeah, because I suppose it's different for everyone. Like if you're very bad, you should obviously take them.
Yeah.
But I also think like if someone's having a fucking bad day in America, they'll just start taking antidepressants for the rest of their life.
Or they'll go to a psychiatrist and they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm a little bit depressed. I get depressed sometimes." And that psychiatrist immediately goes, "I know what to do. Take this pill," as opposed to, "Hey, why don't we talk about it and work out your issues and see if maybe you try going to the gym an hour a day. Let's try these other things. Try eating healthier. Hey, do you have enough friends? Are you getting enough? Are you doing this? Are you doing that?" Instead of doing that, they go, "Here's what you got to do. Here, we'll start doing that, but also take this pill."
Yeah, like America's sneaky like that. Like you go to a doctor here or dentist, like the fucking dentist will try and upsell you while you're in the fucking seat. You're like, "I just came in for a clean." And they're like, "Yeah, but you should take out these teeth now so that when you're 70, you won't have to do it." You'd be like, "What the fuck is going on? I don't know what's happening. You're making me claustrophobic." I started choking one time. It's like two nurses were at the dentist, like fucking, and they were like, "Do you want to do this procedure? We need to know now." And then the other one was like, "Can you like stop spitting up this?" And I was like, "Head dog," like had a little freak attack. I was like, "What are you doing? What's happening?" And I feel like, do you know those? Do you ever see women, especially in LA? I see them. They're like, "I'm living my dream." And you're like, "What's your dream?" They're like, "I'm a pharmaceutical medical rep."
Oh yeah, I do know.
And you're
I'm
like,
never thinking of the same girl.
These beautiful women are going around to doctors being like, "Oh, hey, Dr. fucking Ugly Tony."
Buy this.
Yeah, like,
this from me
buy
and my
this
company.
and I'll flirt
Make
with
good
you.
money.
That's so...
I don't think a doctor would fall for that, though.
Oh,
You
are
think
you
so?
joking? 100%.
I guess they could because they're like, why not? I don't know. If I was a doctor, in my head, I wouldn't need to flirt with the pharmaceutical rep. I'd go to a bar and just, hey, what do you do? I'm
Yeah.
a doctor.
Nah.
Boom, game
Think
over.
about these. Do you ever see these pharmaceutical reps? They're like 10s.
Yeah.
They're like, oh.
Yeah, they're models.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're straight
And
up
they
model
come in and they'll be
salesmen.
like, "Oh, hey, so a doctor who's like been a loser most of his life, even
True.
though now he's a rich loser.
Yeah.
He still has a 10
Yeah, he's still a
flirting with
nerd.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then be like, "Oh yeah, I'll fucking
I'll buy it. Yeah.
You want to marry me? No
Oh,
prenup."
you want to get drinks and talk about it? Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound good.
It's mean like
So you'll excuse me if I don't fully trust them on their recommendation on the vaccine.
oh yeah. No, that's different.
They just approved Pfizer, FDA approval.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
think that'll get a lot of the anti-vaxxers to switch over?
No.
No?
I don't feel like there's a thing called Dunning-Kruger effect, and it's like a psychological term, and it's like some people are just like, "This saved me so much time," but they're too stupid.
Well,
So-
so I'm an anti-vaxxer.
I can tell,
And
so there's
you
no
can?
point in me.
No, but I'm saying this. I don't know if I'm ready to take the vaccine now, but I will say now that there's an FDA-approved Pfizer vaccine that's approved under normal standards,
Yeah.
I am more...
Oh, really?
in my mind, I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't necessarily feel like I need to jump and take it, but I am more into the idea now.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Well, then, yeah, that doesn't apply. But like, sometimes people are too stupid to. Like, if it's wrong about something, I'd be like, "Oh fuck yeah, that makes sense."
Right. Some people don't never want to admit it.
It's not that they don't even want to admit it; they just can't fathom the thought that like they might be wrong. So
Right.
there's no point trying to argue with them. So you're just like, "All right, if you don't have any fucking reasoning, then I don't give a fuck what you do."
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to waste my time. Like,
And everyone's probably somewhat guilty of that.
yeah, true.
Yeah. But there's more people who are guiltier than others.
But it's different if you're aware that you're like pig-headed.
Yeah.
It's this other fast.
I'm aware.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pig-headed.
this other part where it's just like, oh, I can't even fathom what you're talking about. Their brain is on a different level.
For me, it's about, okay, this is what I think it mostly is. Most people, we were talking about this earlier. Most people I think are really stupid. And most of those stupid people are very pro do this, do that. I need someone I really trust to tell me.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of people that I really trust, especially with things like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm too. Yeah. I won't try and convince you. I don't care.
yeah, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't even know if you have a 6-pack or not. Lift up your shirt. Just do it. Come on.
I let you touch it.
That's what I want.
I not lifted up though.
Okay, let me touch it. Feels pretty good. Do you do a lot of crunches?
Yeah, I just go. I'd be bored.
How many?
Just keep going till I feel sore.
So just max out.
Yeah.
Wow. And how many times a day you think you do that?
Oh, I just like try and work out once a day.
One set of maxing out crunches.
No, I do like. Say last night I did like. I just work out at home now because the gym's shut. I would do like maybe 4 by 30 by 4.
4 sets of 30 crunches?
But like 4 different exercises. Then.
Oh, 4 different exercises.
So like 120 by 4.
Wow. 120 crunches times 4.
Yeah.
So like 500 crunches. Maybe you do have a 6-pack.
Yeah, because I do like, different sides.
And you eat healthy.
yeah, but then I booze.
Oh, yeah.
If I didn't booze, I'd be ripped.
That's cool. Anything in your life I could help you with? Should I answer? I'm going to answer this real quick. Oh, hung up. Anything in your life I could help you with?
I'm pretty good. How long have you done?
We've done plenty, but I just feel like there's something in your life that I could help you with.
Let me think.
No one's life is perfect.
No, definitely not. But no, I like it. I like the studio.
You booze too much? You ever think about cutting down on your booze?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
Can't hurt you.
Yeah, I'd just be bored too.
Be bored even while you booze.
No, I usually have a good laugh when I booze.
A lot of people think I booze because I stay up till 3 a.m. every night and eat junk food and text girls. So like, were you drunk last night? I'm like, nope. No, I wasn't. I was sober.
Sleep. Jesus, sleep is bad for me. I go through good phases of sleeping, and then like last night, just couldn't sleep. I'm so tired this morning. That's why I texted you. I was like, "What time is it?"
Yeah.
I was like, hopefully. But here's the thing too, right? If you cancel on this, I would have been like, "Oh, thank God."
Oh yeah.
But then
sometimes, half the time when they get like when you canceled last time.
No, didn't you cancel? Didn't you like, oh, can we do next week actually?
Maybe we've both canceled. There was one time where you canceled, and you canceled, and I was like, "Yep, no worries. I'm gonna stay in bed then."
But now I'm glad I did it.
I'm glad you did too because I don't have an episode for tomorrow. I needed this one. If you didn't do this, I would have had to scramble.
But I'm glad, like overall, like I left the house, came here, did it.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, and
I'm just curious, like how long we've done in general.
Oh, I could look. We've done an hour.
Oh yeah, do you feel good about that now?
Oh yeah, I don't care. I don't care if we do 30 or an hour. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
But
no, I was just trying to gauge time wise.
Yeah, we've done about an hour, and after this hour, I think you should be able to stay in America. How are you? Are you over here on a green card?
Yeah, but
Lottery card?
No, it's been renewed. No, for like stand up and writing and stuff.
Oh, for stand writing. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Are those hard to get?
So hard and so expensive.
How much?
10 grand.
Oh, okay. Could anyone get it, or not anybody? But is it easy to get if you have 10 grand?
No.
No,
'Cause then
still hard.
Yeah, you got it. It's so annoying. Especially like you'd pay a lawyer and you just got to be like, all right, here's all the work you still have to do. And you're like, wait, I'm paying you 10 grand. And they're like, yeah, you have to get so many letters.
Is that the hardest part, is getting a bunch of letters from people? Because
Letters.
you could kind of
You
flub those a little bit.
Yeah, it just depends who. It's, you know what the worst part is? Just asking people for favors.
And by favors, you mean letters?
Yeah, like you got to get letters.
What
of
if you write the letters
recommendation.
for them and just...
Oh yeah, eventually they'll be like that. But sometimes it's just asking anyone for a favor. I just feel like they think I've been.
It's hard.
They think these last 10 years of friendship has been angling for me to ask for this letter.
Right. I'll write you a letter. My letter wouldn't mean anything. Huh?
Yeah,
Maybe
they
like,
wouldn't
no.
care.
So what's a type of letter from someone you need? Like, do you need a letter from a big comedian? Do you need a letter from a publisher? What's a
Hey, big comedian, like places that are saying, "Oh, we want Mark." I have everything. So I'm
okay, venues.
venues been like, "Oh, we need him to perform X, Y." It's COVID kind of funked it up because,
Yeah, it's all online.
no, it was like shut down.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need you
Yeah.
don't need performers during COVID. Bad timing.
Yeah, but
Would it be easy for me to go to Ireland if I want to, which I don't because
I
America's
don't-
better.
I
But
don't. I don't know if the opposite way, but I presume you could go there for a week.
some people might be thinking, oh, well, there's less homeless people in Ireland. Yeah, because it's cold as fuck.
LA is unreal now at the moment, isn't it?
LA sucks. I'll say that. It's sad to
But
me.
it does. I still love. It's the best place. To
I mean,
be.
there's good weather, there's good food, there's a lot of things to do. But I always think about, imagine there's someone from Ireland or China.
Yeah,
They're coming to America for the first time.
yeah.
And they're like, I'm going to go check out Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, but that's
And
Times
their
Square.
first, yeah, but think about how many people's first impression of America is walking down that
Yeah,
Walk of
yeah,
Fame,
yeah, it's
which is like
disgusting.
dirty and disgusting, and people trying to steal your money, and just
Yeah.
the worst place I could possibly think of.
Even recently, yeah.
Because first impressions matter.
Oh yeah.
If you go somewhere and the airport sucks, you might go, this place isn't that great.
yeah,
And LAX sucks, and that place sucks.
Yeah.
So a lot of people,
You just
I
have to
think,
have an open mind.
I think that's half the reason why the world doesn't like America. It's because of LAX and the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I think if they could fix those two things, we'd have a much better reputation.
No, there's definitely people get over it.
But those two things, that's if I was
No, they're
president.
like, we just
if
gotta-
I was
Here we
if
go.
I was up there, I would fix LAX and the Hollywood Walk of Fame and the Venice Beach Boardwalk.
No,
You fix
people
those
still
three
love 'em.
things.
No, every here's the thing. Every person I know here loves it here, despite all those three things.
Oh no, a lot of
So,
people.
I
Think
think
about how many
that's- I
people
think
left
that's you
LA.
focusing
A
on
lot
the
of people don't
negative.
like it here.
Let them leave.
True. Yeah, that's a good point. Makes
Make
rent
more,
cheaper.
More room for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More-
makes rent.
Rent has gone down this year.
Yeah,
That's for the first time.
is it?
Yeah, rent's cheaper than
Before?
before the pandemic, for sure. Because some people left, so there's
There's
a lot
probably
of open
more
apartments.
10 towns around the place too, so people are like,
There are.
yeah.
Well, thanks for doing the podcast. God bless you and your whole family. I mean it.
Thank you.
God bless you, Mark, and your whole family.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You're listening to
Unlicensed
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.
There you have it. Another episode of Unlicensed Therapy with me, Ari Mannis. Are you one of the dedicated listeners that have made it to the end of the episode here? The numbers have not been growing lately, guys. It's disheartening. Is that the word? I know I'm being a whiny bitch, but hey, how about you hit that share button? Share it on your Instagram page or story or Facebook or maybe your Twitter. Maybe on a Facebook group you're a member of. Maybe in the YouTube comments. Or maybe you just want to support the show by becoming a member on YouTube or buying a t-shirt off of arimannis.com. I'm not sure. You could also leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. There's so many ways you can help this show without spending any money. Is that all this outro has become? It is, huh? I do that every episode. That's all it is. No one's going to keep listening to the outro if every outro, that's all I say, is here are the ways to support. But you guys know how you can support. And I'd appreciate it. Next week's guest is my friend Noah. You may know him from Snake Bites TV if you heard me over on their podcast about snakes. You may know him if you live in Detroit. He's out on the comedy scene over in the Detroit area. It's a good episode. It's a good kid. And that's what's coming out next week. So that's the sneak preview for that. Go to arimans.com. You can see my upcoming stand-up dates this weekend. Friday and Saturday, I believe I'm going to be performing in San Francisco on a boat. I think there's still tickets to that. I think they're kind of expensive because it's not just a stand-up comedy show you're on. It's this whole boat experience. But it should be fun. I'm headlining. So don't know how much time I'm doing. I'm guessing a half hour to 45. Bringing Matt Lockwood with me to open. Should be good. I got dates coming up in San Diego, in Portland, in LA. So yeah, that's the stand-up side of things. Trying to think if there's anything else to tell you guys. I don't have that much new updates. Oh, I just took the van update. Just dropped it off in Mexico. It's just, I want to do it myself, but number one, I don't have a good space to work on it. I was working on my parents' house in San Diego in the height of the pandemic when there was nothing going on here, but now I can't really be down there as much. Then I was working on my friend's Chris house, at my friend's Chris house in the Valley, but I think I kind of overextended that favor. So now the only place I have to work on it at this moment is my driveway or driving to a friend's house in Orange County. I just got fed up. I just wanted it done. So I dropped it off in Mexico, paid them a couple grand to do some work to it. So hopefully it's going to be almost done after that. We'll see. I'm having faith, and I hope you guys do too. So we'll have some van journeys for you real soon. Anyways, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you for listening. Talk to you guys later on. Peace.